Um, so I just want to kind of give a quick shortcut to a quick shortcut to basically um really knowing somebody. A lot of people are together or dealing with somebody right now, and they may feel like they're in a place like the person doesn't appreciate them because they feel like the person doesn't really know them. And it's kind of it's a delusional quality to that, and it's also a truth to that sense, but everything reverts back to you. So you have to truly understand that, like, deep inside everything is the same. So if you really want somebody to get to know you, you don't like beg for that person or try to reach out to that person to connect with you on a level of getting to know you. What you do is one simple thing. You just connect to the person and you get to know yourself. And when you get to know yourself, like really deeply, truly know yourself, you'll understand that you and that person are the same thing. Y'all made of the same material, but you have to understand your own ingredients, and then you'll understand that person. So for example, like with me, I understand myself so like very well sophisticated that it's easily uh it's easily for me to really know somebody and know like what type of material they made of, because I went to those deeper universes within myself. So I explored that and I already discovered what the ingredient or the material is that we're all made from, in the core level. So it's easy for me to connect with somebody, and it's easy for me to actually visualize my soul in somebody. And when I visualize my soul into a person, it makes me even more on a deeper level with that person. So it gives off two things. It gives off a passionate, and it gives off also a empathetic level where that person will feel super deeply appreciated on their part, and then on my part, I would feel very I would be in a state of exploration, because I would realize that my soul is in this person. The soul is what you seek. Like, you're actually trying to find yourself. So when I visualize myself in this person, I'm actually digging deep inside this person, which is literally my own personification. This person is literally my own medium. Like, I'm actually using this person to actually get to myself. So the deeper I go to try to find myself within this person, that's the deeper I'm actually getting to know me through them, and also them through me. And that's what makes a connection very powerful. And then to speak about people that feel like they use like empathetic powers, or empathy and stuff like that, and they feel like they could pick off other people's energy and that kind of stuff, and most people are ward off by it. So what you're actually feeling is not anyone else's energy. What you're actually feeling is your energy through others. You're feeling your own empathy through extra sensitive sympathy. So the thing you think you're feeling from others is actually a deep and a sympathy that you have for yourself. It's a deep sorrow within yourself that you're experiencing, for the times that you do kind of feel like, oh, this is not for me. It's because that person is actually an extension of your deep sorrow. So when you walk into, people that believe in like negative vibes, quote unquote, when you walk into a place or anything and you feel like, oh, I don't like this person's energy, it's not just because your attitude about it, it makes you the negative one. Just because of you saying you don't like this person, that means you're actually the negative one, because this person is coming off intently as good to you. You're the one that's perceiving as if this person is negative, because you're in a negative state of mind. So if you was in a quote unquote positive state of mind, it doesn't matter what that person would do, you will always see the good in that person, regardless if they're doing wrong or bad or anything that go against what you believe in. It's like, yo, I still see the good in this person, because you're in a great place, you're in a good place. So the things you're running from is actually your own self. You're running from your own deep inner hate, your own deep inner sorrow, and you think it's empathy. You think it's actually you being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes when it's really your shoes you're trying to put yourself in. So all the things you're running from is actually the way to actually experience true empathy. True empathy is being able to say, like, all right, this is something I don't like, but I want to feel it more. And when you actually embrace it, that's when you experience the power of true empathy. When you just feel like, oh, I could feel this and I could feel that, and I know what's going on through energy, and I know what I don't want in my life and what's toxic. It's like, no, you're the toxic one because you don't even have the right perception, even perceive and receive what's actually happening to you. Now, if you was to, it's like for example, it's like you see just any type of stranger, you're like, oh, I don't like this person vibes. You know, they might be in a whole, you know, however they are, and you feel like, oh, I'm an empath, and I felt this person's energy. And I don't like the way this person's feeling. I know what they're going through. It's like, no, you actually don't. You're running from yourself through that person, and you don't even realize you're actually victimizing people. You're actually picking out people to run away from. It's like you're targeting people, and then you're using empathy or being an empath as a way, an excuse to avoid certain aspects in life. And you're missing the whole point of what empathy is. Empathy is not avoidance. Empathy is actually the opposite of avoidance. It's embracing. You actually embrace and you actually go through it. To not put yourself in that person's shoes, but you actually become that person's shoes. That's true empathy. That's true power and true strength. So you really want to experience the true power of empathy, and you really want to be a true empath and not just self-proclaimed, don't put yourself in other people's shoes or try to sense other people's energy. Actually become their shoes. So if a person, for example, lives in a cardboard box, instead of trying to relate to that person's emotions, become that person's cardboard box. If a person is going through a deep depression and anxiety, instead of trying to relate to the emotion, actually become the structure for that person. Become the depression, become the anxiety without being anxiety and depression to that person. You know, become the thing that which they live in, and that's true empathy. And if you didn't understand that, I could give you just a quick example. So it's like somebody might have a home within inside themselves, and say me using the power of empathy, being an empath. So if they have a home inside themselves, it's like they've always been searching for this home, this place, this structure. I will put myself in a position with true empathy to become the home that they feel in themselves. Not to connect to the emotion that in the yearning that they wanted, not to connect with that and say, oh, I know what they're going through, I could feel it. Like, no, instead of me actually just feeling, I actually go through the experience with them, and I actually become the home that they want to live in. And that's true empathy. And then me and that person become one, becoming into a oneness to the point that we coexist, and we exist as just one another, and there's no difference between us. That's true empathy. So focus on really getting to know yourself and really understanding people, because people really don't understand each other, just assuming about each other, great assumptions about each other, but it's like you really don't understand each other. And if you really want to connect and things to work out with you and people in life, really understand yourself. Because when you know how to calm yourself down, when you know how to check yourself, when you know how to reevaluate yourself, when you know how to criticize yourself, when you know how to judge yourself, when you know how to walk away from yourself, you'll know how to do that with other people. When you know how to conduct business with yourself, you'll learn how to conduct business with others. So a lot of the time, we basically are trying to learn ourselves through others. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we can also learn about ourselves through others. But at the same time, we're trying to learn from particular people who are actually trying to learn about themselves. So we really learning nothing. So if you really want to learn yourself through somebody, learn yourself through somebody who already learned themselves. And then in that essence, you're learning yourself with that person and through that person. You can't learn yourself through somebody who trying to learn themselves or haven't even learned themselves. You'll come out learning nothing. And those relationships usually build nothing. That's why a lot of people have relationships and be like, oh, we ain't build nothing. It's not that you ain't build anything. You just was trying to learn yourself through someone else who was trying to learn themselves through someone else. And both of y'all really learned nothing. So all that y'all got from it is basically unknown intercourse, because y'all didn't understand any type of intercourse except as far as like, oh, I know how to please this person or make this person have an orgasm, not really knowing like you can actually use that intercourse to actually interconnect. And you use that interconnection to manifest things. Like you could actually visualize and hold an idea inside yourself and intercourse with somebody and birth an idea. Wake up the next day and that idea will be living in opportunities for you just because you had intercourse with that person who you interconnected with. But those things can only happen with a person that truly learned themselves and know the core of what they are and who they are and how they are. And then you'll be able to pick that up as well. So, that's what I wanted to basically touch on today. And the main thing I'm going to just leave you with is learn how to be more unrealistic with yourself. Stop being realistic. Learn how to be unrealistic. Learn how to explore the ideas that just don't seem right, that don't seem possible, that don't seem like it could exist or it could actually happen or it's bizarre. Explore those ideas. Stop being so quick to latch on to the predictability and to the mediocrity and to the known. Start thinking more unrealistic and embrace your unrealistic side. And then those unrealistic ideas and visions inside yourself will actually happen. So you can't expect to live a beautiful, happy life and have all these amazing and perfect things, because that's an unrealistic idea, because a lot of people are living realistically and not having it and just settling. So you can't expect to live an unrealistic idea thinking realistically. So you're always going to get a realistic situation with unrealistic emotions, or you'll get the unrealistic vision, right? You'll have it in your life, but then with realistic emotions. So then you'll have the life you really want with the person you really want, but then it won't feel the way you want. Or it could be the opposite. You'll get the feeling that you want. You'll get the unrealistic feelings like, whoa, this feels so beautiful, feels so happy. But then the reality is it won't be the person you really wanted to be with or the life you really wanted to live. So be more unrealistic, chase your vision, and be ready to just risk it all. We about to hit a new year, 2020. Risk it all. Don't make this the last year and the last time that you have to set a new year goal. Like your new year goal should only have to be set once, and that's to live life maximum. So that's what I'm going to leave you with. Thank you.